In a grand hall filled with shimmering lights and alien beings, the Galactic Council gathered to discuss the ongoing war. Representatives from different planets sat around a massive round table, their eyes filled with confidence. They were powerful and believed they would easily defeat Earth. As the meeting began, Counselor Zinthar from the planet Vortax stood up. His green skin shimmered in the light as he spoke. "Earth has made some moves lately, but they are nothing to worry about," he said, chuckling. "Their tactics are so primitive. They still rely on old technology." The other council members joined in the laughter. The thought of humans being a threat seemed ridiculous. They had seen humans fight before, and it was easy to dismiss them. Counselor Trelia from the ice planet Glacius shook her head, her icy blue hair waving in the air. "Do you really think they stand a chance against us?" she scoffed. "They don't even have interstellar travel like we do." The room erupted with laughter again. Humans had been known for their creativity and resourcefulness, but the council saw their technology as outdated and weak. They could not imagine that these primitive beings could pose any real danger. Meanwhile, on Earth, a different story was unfolding. A secret meeting was happening among Earth's best military leaders and scientists. They were aware of the council's ridicule and had decided to prove them wrong. The leaders sat around a table, their faces serious but determined. General Adams, a tough but wise leader, stood up. "We can't let them underestimate us any longer," he said. "We need to create strategies that use our strengths. They think they know us, but we will show them how clever humans can be." The scientists nodded in agreement. They began discussing new ways to approach battles. They knew they had to think outside the box. Their technology might not match the advanced aliens, but their minds were sharp, and their determination was strong. Back at the Galactic Council, the members continued to mock Earth's tactics. Counselor Nivrax from the fiery planet Ignis leaned back in his chair, a smug smile on his face. "I've seen their videos," he said. "They use formations like they're still in ancient times. It's amusing to watch." Just then, Counselor Selene, a wise leader from the peaceful planet of Luma, raised her hand. "Wait a moment," she said, her voice calm yet firm. "We shouldn't be so quick to judge. Humans have surprised us before." But her words were drowned out by laughter once more. The other council members waved her off, thinking she was being overly cautious. "They can't surprise us," Counselor Zinthar replied. "They are too predictable." While the council laughed, they failed to notice the efforts being made on Earth. In secret labs, engineers worked day and night, creating new devices that would enhance human capabilities. They designed drones and advanced weapons, testing them in secret locations. Back in the Galactic Council, the atmosphere was still filled with mockery. Counselor Trelia suggested, "Perhaps we should send a team to Earth for fun. Let's watch them struggle and laugh in their faces." The other council members agreed, thinking it would be an easy victory. They planned to send a small fleet to Earth, confident they could crush any resistance. But they had no idea what was brewing on the blue planet. As the meeting concluded, the council members left the hall with smiles on their faces, convinced that Earth was nothing but a joke. But on Earth, a fire was igniting. Humans were ready to fight back, and they had a few surprises up their sleeves. The Galactic Council believed they had won before the battle had even begun. Little did they know the humans they laughed at were preparing to turn the tables. The stage was set for a clash that would change everything. But for now, the council was blissfully unaware of the storm brewing on the horizon. While the Galactic Council continued to mock Earth's efforts, things were very different on the blue planet. In a secret underground base, a group of the brightest minds on Earth gathered to prepare for the looming conflict. This base was hidden from prying eyes, buried deep beneath the surface, where they could work without fear of being discovered. General Adams stood at the front of a large room filled with maps and holograms. "We may be outmatched in technology, but we have something they don't: creativity and determination," he said, looking at the faces of the scientists and military leaders. "We need to think like humans, not aliens." The team began discussing ideas. Dr. Maria Chen, a brilliant engineer, proposed a new type of drone. "What if we designed drones that could mimic the tactics of our enemy?" she suggested. "If we can make them look like their ships, the council will be caught off guard." The room buzzed with excitement at the idea. They could use the council's own technology against them. This was the kind of creative thinking that made humans unique. They began brainstorming different designs, discussing ways to confuse and surprise their alien opponents. Meanwhile, far above on the council's main ship, The alien spy named Kylor was quietly watching Earth. Kylor had been sent to gather information, but as he observed, he became increasingly fascinated by what he saw. He noted the humans' determination and innovative spirit, but he kept his observations to himself. The Council would not believe him if he reported back about Earth's secret efforts. Kylor decided to gather more intel. He found a way to tap into Earth's communication networks, listening to military discussions. The humans spoke about adaptive tactics and unpredictable strategies. As he listened, Kylor's eyes widened in surprise. He had expected to hear about weak plans and disorganization, but instead, he heard creativity and hope. Back in the secret base, General Adams was reviewing Kylor's findings. He felt a sense of urgency. "We need to stay one step ahead of them," he said. "We have to test our new tactics before they attack." The team sprang into action, ready to prepare for the unexpected. They set up training simulations using the drones and new technology they had developed. Each test revealed new strengths and weaknesses. They practiced how to respond to different scenarios, learning to think quickly and adapt as they faced imaginary enemy ships. Meanwhile, Kylor continued to gather more information. He discovered that the humans were not just relying on new technology, but also on old-fashioned tactics, like guerrilla warfare. They planned to use their environment to their advantage, hiding in mountains and forests to launch surprise attacks. As Kylor pieced together these strategies, he began to worry about what would happen if the Council continued to underestimate humans. He had seen their resourcefulness firsthand. He decided it was time to return to the Galactic Council and share his findings, even if he feared they would dismiss him. Back at the Council, the members were preparing for their upcoming attack on Earth. They believed they had the advantage and laughed at any notion that humans could pose a real threat. But Kylor stood up during the meeting, ready to present his findings. "Council members, I believe we need to reconsider our approach to Earth," he said, his voice steady but urgent. The room fell silent as the Council turned to him, their smiles fading. "Humans are not what we think they are. They are developing strategies that could surprise us. I have seen their preparations, and they are serious about this war." The Council members exchanged skeptical glances. Councilor Zinthar scoffed. "Are you saying we should fear them? They are just humans!" But Kylor persisted. "They have shown creativity and intelligence. We must not underestimate them." His words hung in the air, creating an unexpected tension in the room. The Council members were not yet ready to accept this possibility. Meanwhile, back on Earth, the preparations continued. The humans worked tirelessly, unaware of the Council's doubts and fears. They were ready for whatever came next. The storm was brewing, and the Council would soon realize that the battle for Earth was far from over. The hidden secrets of humanity were about to unfold, and the Galactic Council would be caught off guard. The day had finally come. The Galactic Council had decided to attack Earth, believing their advanced technology and strength would easily crush the humans. As their massive fleet of ships entered Earth's atmosphere, they felt confident and ready for an easy victory. The Council had no idea that humans were prepared for a fight. In the secret underground base, General Adams and his team watched the incoming alien ships on their monitors. The screen showed dozens of massive vessels surrounding Earth. "They're here," General Adams said, his voice steady. "It's time to show them what we can do." Dr. Maria Chen quickly activated the drones they had designed. Each drone was equipped with new technology that could mimic the look and feel of the alien ships. "They'll think they're facing their own fleet," she explained, excitement shining in her eyes. The humans were ready for battle, and they had a plan. As the alien fleet descended, Councilor Zinthar observed the scene from the command center of their lead ship. "Look at them down there," he laughed. "They're so small and weak. This will be over quickly." But he had no idea that the humans had something planned. Suddenly, Earth's drones shot into the sky, rising up like a swarm of bees. The aliens were shocked. "What are those?" shouted Councilor Trelia, her icy blue eyes widening. "They look like our ships." Panic began to spread through the Council as the drones approached. The drones flew in formation, confusing the alien fleet. General Adams watched as the first wave of drones engaged the enemy. "Now let's see how they handle this," he said, a determined smile on his face. The drones fired their weapons and explosions lit up the sky. The Council members were taken aback, realizing they were under attack by their own technology. "They've adapted!" Counselor Nivrak shouted. We underestimated them. As the battle raged on, Earth's forces began to coordinate their attack. They used the landscape to their advantage, launching strikes from hidden locations. General Adams had ordered his soldiers to use guerrilla tactics, hitting the aliens hard and then disappearing into the forests and mountains. The aliens struggled to find their targets, confused by the unexpected strategies of the humans. Back in the Galactic Council's command center, chaos erupted. "We need to regroup!" shouted Counselor Selene. "This is not going as planned." The Council had never faced such a skilled and resourceful opponent before. Their laughter had turned to fear as they watched their ships fall one by one. Kylor, the alien spy, stood silently, observing the battle unfold. He had warned the Council, but they had dismissed him. Now he felt a mix of pride and concern for the humans. They were fighting back fiercely, and he admired their spirit. In the heat of battle, a group of Earth's fighters launched a surprise attack on the flagship of the alien fleet. General Adams led the charge, pushing forward with bravery and determination. "We can do this," he shouted to his team. "For Earth." As they approached the flagship, they faced heavy fire from the alien ships, but the humans were relentless. They dodged and weaved, using their advanced training to avoid the blasts. The Earth fighters worked together, their hearts beating with courage. Suddenly, the flagship's shields began to fail. General Adams saw his chance. "Now!" he yelled, giving the signal to attack. The Earth fighters unleashed their weapons, hitting the flagship hard. An enormous explosion erupted, and the flagship began to break apart. The Galactic Council panic filled the room. "We're losing!" Counselor Trelia cried. "They're fighting like true warriors!" The Council's laughter had turned to shock. They had underestimated humanity, and now they were paying the price. As the battle continued, the humans proved that they were not to be taken lightly. With every strike, they showed their bravery and intelligence. The Galactic Council's laughter faded into silence as they faced the harsh reality. Earth was not just a small planet with weak beings. They were powerful and ready to fight. In that moment, the tide of the battle shifted. The Galactic Council realized they had a real fight on their hands. And as the sun set over the horizon, both sides knew that this was only the beginning. The first battle was just a taste of what was to come, and the stakes were higher than ever. The aftermath of the first battle left the Galactic Council shaken. They had expected an easy victory over Earth, but instead they faced unexpected resistance. Their flagship was destroyed, and many ships had been damaged or lost. The Council members gathered in their command center, their faces grim as they tried to comprehend what had happened. Counselor Zinthar paced back and forth, his mind racing. "We need to regroup," he said, frustration evident in his voice. "But we cannot underestimate them again. They are fighting with a spirit we did not expect." Kylor, the spy who had warned the Council, stepped forward. "I have seen their tactics. They are not just fighting, they are learning. We cannot defeat them with brute force alone." He could see that the Council was still skeptical of humanity's abilities, but he felt it was time to reveal a critical piece of information. "What if we offered them a chance to negotiate?" Kylor proposed. "What if we show them that we can coexist?" The room fell silent as the Council members considered his words. Finally, Counselor Selene spoke. "Are you suggesting that we communicate with these humans?" "They see us as enemies!" "Yes," Kylor replied firmly. "But we must not forget that they are clever and adaptable. If we reach out to them, we might turn this conflict into something different." The Council looked at one another, weighing the risks and benefits. Meanwhile, on Earth, General Adams and his team were celebrating their surprising victory. They had managed to hold off the aliens, and spirits were high. "We showed them what we can do," Adams exclaimed, pride in his voice. The team had worked hard, and their efforts were paying off. But as they celebrated, Adams knew they could not let their guard down. As the days passed, the Galactic Council began to prepare for a new strategy. They decided to send a message to Earth, offering a truce and an opportunity for negotiation. Kylor was chosen to deliver the message. He had spent time on Earth, and he understood the humans better than the other Council members. On a clear night, Kylor's ship landed on the outskirts of a human military base. The area was quiet, with only the sounds of nature surrounding him. He stepped out of the ship, nervous but determined. Kylor carried a message that could change everything. The humans had set up security around the area, but when they saw Kylor, they were taken by surprise. He raised his hands to show he meant no harm. General Adams and his team approached cautiously, their weapons ready. "What do you want, alien?" Adams asked, his voice firm. "I come in peace," Kylor said, his voice steady. "I am here to offer a truce. The Galactic Council wishes to negotiate." He held out a small device that projected a holographic image of the Council's proposal. "We want to find a way to coexist, to understand one another." The humans exchanged glances, unsure of what to think. Adams studied Kylor closely. "Why should we trust you?" "Your people just attacked us!" Kylor nodded, understanding their fear. "I know, but I believe we can learn from each other. We are more alike than you think. We both want to survive, to protect our worlds." His words were sincere, and he hoped the humans could see that. After a long silence, General Adams lowered his weapon slightly. "If we are going to talk, we need to know you are not hiding any tricks. We need full transparency." Kylor agreed. "Of course. We will share our technology, our knowledge. In return, we ask for your understanding and cooperation." The humans considered his words carefully. The idea of peace was appealing, but the memories of the battle lingered in their minds. Finally, after what felt like an eternity, Adams spoke. "All right, we will give you a chance. But know this, if you betray us again, we will fight back with everything we have." Kylor nodded, relieved and grateful. "I promise we will not let you down. This is a new beginning for both our worlds." As they began to discuss the details of the negotiations, the tension in the air lifted slightly. Kylor had taken the first step toward peace, but he knew it would take time and effort from both sides. The great reveal had begun, and both humans and aliens were about to learn just how much they could achieve together. In the days that followed, the humans and the Galactic Council would have to navigate their differences, explore their shared goals, and face the challenges ahead. This was only the beginning of a new chapter, one that could change the fate of both worlds forever. The atmosphere was tense yet hopeful in the joint meeting room, where humans and members of the Galactic Council gathered for the first time. General Adams sat at the head of the table, his expression serious but ready to listen. Kylor, the alien who had brokered the truce, stood beside him, nervously adjusting his collar. Both sides knew that this meeting could change everything. The counselors entered the room, their imposing figures reflecting their high status in the galaxy. Zinthar, the leader, looked around, taking in the human presence. "Thank you for agreeing to this meeting," he began, his voice booming. "We stand here today to seek a new path forward. Our past actions were misguided, and we wish to build a better future." Adams nodded, feeling a weight lift from his shoulders. "We appreciate your willingness to talk. Our two worlds have much to learn from each other." He felt a sense of optimism in the room, but he also knew they had to tread carefully. The discussions began, and each side shared their perspectives. The humans talked about their culture, their history, and their determination to protect Earth. They explained their resilience in the face of adversity and how they had banded together during the recent battle. In return, the counselors spoke about their own struggles and ambitions, revealing that their intentions were not purely conquest, but rather the preservation of their own civilization. As the hours passed, barriers began to break down. Counselor Celine expressed her admiration for humanity's courage. "You fought bravely against us," she admitted. It was unexpected. "I now see that you are more than what we thought." General Adams smiled slightly, appreciating her honesty. "And you have shown us that your technology can be a great benefit. Together we could achieve amazing things." Kylor, who had been watching closely, felt a sense of pride. His dream of cooperation was coming true. "We can share knowledge about our technologies," he suggested. "Imagine what we could do if we worked together. We could explore the stars, solve problems, and create a better future for both our peoples." With each passing moment, respect grew between the two sides. The humans began to realize that the aliens were not just threats. They were individuals with hopes and dreams. Likewise, the counselors saw humanity's strength and ingenuity, which were impressive in their own right. Then, the conversation turned to potential challenges. General Adams spoke up. "We need to address our fears and misunderstandings. Trust takes time, and we must be honest with each other." Counselor Trelia nodded. "You are right. Transparency is key. We must show our intentions through actions, not just words." The group agreed to form a joint committee to address any issues that arose, creating a platform for ongoing dialogue. As the meeting continued, both sides explored ways to collaborate. They discussed joint scientific research, cultural exchanges, and even plans for shared exploration missions into deep space. The excitement in the room grew as ideas bounced around, sparking creativity and inspiration. Toward the end of the meeting, General Adams raised a toast with a glass of water, symbolizing unity. "To a new beginning," he declared. "May we work together for a better future." The counselors raised their own glasses, mirroring the sentiment. "To a new alliance," they echoed, feeling the weight of history lifting from their shoulders. They could see that their future was brighter together. As they left the meeting room, a new respect filled the air. The Galactic Council and Earth were no longer enemies, they were partners. The memories of the battle would always linger, but they were now stepping into a future filled with hope and promise. Kylor felt a sense of fulfillment wash over him. He had played a crucial role in bridging the gap between two worlds, and he knew this was just the beginning. Both humans and aliens would face challenges ahead, but with cooperation and understanding, they could overcome anything. In the days that followed, Earth and the Galactic Council would continue to build their relationship. They would share knowledge, learn from each other, and stand together against any threats that might arise. The battle that had once brought them to the brink of war had transformed into a foundation for peace. And so, with mutual respect and newfound friendship, they looked toward the stars, ready to explore the universe together. The journey ahead was uncertain, but they would face it side by side, united in their quest for a brighter future.